Bro, Where Art Thou is a pretty decent episode of All Grown Up. This is the 7th episode of the 4th season based on the episode order from Wikipedia. And it's very fun. It's also focused on Dill. Now, Dill is actually probably my least favourite character, but this episode works so well for him. It starts off with Tommy getting kind of irritated that Dill's always around and is basically always being Dill. And he wants a bit of space from him, but they're all going to this circus camp, which sounds amazing, and that means that this episode is visually fantastic. I love the design of the circus camp, the area they're in is brilliant, the characters are awesome, there are a lot of really fun things to look at, and Dill finds his people. He finds some people who are as eccentric as him, and they invite him to join the circus, which is a little bit unrealistic, but nevertheless, that's what happens, and he feels like this is the opportunity for him. Obviously, Didi's not having any of this, but Dill realises that Tommy is pushing him away, and the circus is pulling him towards them. This could be his opportunity, and I won't say what happens there, but what I did like is that Dill started to get an understanding of what things were like for Tommy. And Dill would be a lot to be around, and I understand that. And it also shows that when you're not the only unique one, it's not that fun anymore. Dill thrives on being unique, but when he's around people in the circus, he's not, because they're all a little bit eccentric, and Dill no longer stands out as being an individual. And this is really heightened in this episode. So there are a lot of opportunities for learning. Tommy obviously has a lot to learn as well, because while Dill is a lot to be around, the way Tommy handled things wasn't exactly that great. So there are some really great messages in this. And I think it's something that a lot of people, siblings, will be able to relate to. Not necessarily because their sibling is like Dill, but just because when you spend a lot of time with somebody, you can start to irritate each other. The same for friend groups as well, if you spend a lot of time with the same people. So I think there are some really great takeaways from this. We do obviously get Phil and Lil and Chuckie and Kimi, and it's nice to have them in this, but they're really not at the foreground of the narrative, and that's okay. It works perfectly well. And as I said, visually, it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. I hate circuses in real life, but I love them in animation. And this day camp seemed pretty entertaining. So all in all, not a bad episode. Oh Bro, Where Art Thou is pretty decent.